Well, hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to the upstairs, the upper room, Father Michael. This is where I live, and today we are continuing our study of the Acts of the Apostles. This time we are in chapter 5, verse 17. I think we're 17 through 26 today. And today we see and hear of all the apostles being put into the prison, the jail, the city jail by the Sadducees this time. And you guessed it, they were preaching about Jesus, and so they put them away. And it says they were jealous because of the way they were teaching, and they were preaching with such fervor and converting people. And then we hear in the middle of the night, the apostles are there in jail, and the angel of the Lord comes and opens the door for them and releases them and says to them, "Go and take your place in the temple area and teach everyone about this life." He says, "Go and tell them everything about this life." And then the rest of the reading today is about how the guards and the Sadducees are all befuddled and they can't believe that. They're like, where did they go? What's happened? And then they finally find them teaching in the temple area. But what's interesting to me is just how the work of the Holy Spirit here is so really prevalent, because nothing is stopping them from preaching the good news. Nothing is stopping them about preaching the resurrection of Jesus. And even after being imprisoned again, they're still going out. They're still going out and preaching with boldness, with fervor about Jesus. And what's interesting to me as well is that the angel says, go and tell them everything about this life. He doesn't tell them everything about this religion. Go and teach them everything about this doctrine. Go tell them about the moral code of Jesus, but about this life. It's funny because Christianity is a way of life. They absolutely live this as a way of life. What's interesting as well is that before the first disciples were called Christians, they just called the way of following Jesus just that. They called it the way. And then they were called Christians later. So it was a way of life. Christianity is a way of life. It should be very prevalent in what we do. It should be the way we live our lives. And I think when I would be preaching at a Sunday Mass, typically, a lot of times I'd say things like, this isn't just something that we do on Sunday. You know, our religion, our faith isn't something we just live on Sunday. It's not just something that is important on Sunday, but every day of our lives, every moment of our days, it is important. And so, just so it is true for us now and today. The disciples today, the apostles, not even these locked prison doors keep them from preaching the good news of Jesus about the way of life that they lead as Christians. And the same is true for us today. Not even having to be socially distanced, being locked up in our houses, keeps us from living and teaching and preaching about who Jesus is. I think that is both the most beautiful thing about our faith and what can be so hard about it, because we have such a tangible sacramental faith where we see and receive Jesus when we can at a Mass. And when we have confessions, we have to be right there with the person to hear and that to absolve them. So that's the really tangible part of it. But also our faith is so lived in just who we are and what we do every day. And so it is still very alive in the community. And I've been so blessed and so just so lifted up by the way that people are living their faith in this time when it's so hard to do so, when it feels like it's really difficult and we have no community to speak of, it feels like, but the community's there. It's just more virtual than anything else. So my friends, I encourage you today to think about, how do you live the way of Christianity? How do you live this life that is so beautiful, that gives us life every day? And maybe to think, how am I not living, or how can I better live this life? And how can I teach others about this life, as the apostles did today in the temple, boldly teaching others about the way of Christianity, the way of Jesus. It could be something you even just leave a comment below. Talk about what your family is doing right now to live your Christian faith. or comment on Facebook or something. Find ways to share your faith. This isn't just about me and Father Allen giving you ways to do that, but really it should be all of us encouraging one another. So I invite you to do that today, to teach about, to preach about, to tell others how you are living your faith, because it is a beautiful faith. It is faith in the resurrection, the faith in Jesus Christ. God bless you.